You know what? If I get any shit for wearing a fucking robe in this video, go fuck yourself. I am comfortable and it's flannel. So you know what? I get a fucking pass. Anyway, before I get into this video, you guys are probably already aware. Why does my door have to open? Gotta close that shit, right, buddies? Fucking door. Before I get into this video, I just want to say a quick word. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are already aware of the fact that Supernatural is going to be ending after season 15. Now, I already made a video about that, and like I said before, I want to try and not talk about that as much moving forward with my weekly videos, just because I don't want to dwell on it as much, and also I've already said what I needed to say to you guys about it, and I don't want to continuously just stab the wound over and over again. And you know what, I still feel the same how I do before. I am still very upset over Supernatural ending, but I still need to make these videos, and I don't want just the fact knowing that it's ending to stop me from making these videos, because that's just stupid. Why would I let that stop me? I guess. You guys can talk about whatever you want in the comments. You can totally talk about it ending. That's totally fine. I don't want to censor you guys, but at least when I'm making these videos for my own sake, I don't want to just constantly dwell on Supernatural ending. And my computer just shut off. So, I think it's time that we actually get into the purpose of my video. If you want to go see what I have to say about Supernatural ending, here's a warning, there's a lot of crying. You can either go through my channel, it's literally the video right before this one, or I will leave a link at the end of the video. So, I think it's time we finally talk about season 14, episode 16. In this episode of Supernatural, Sam and Dean hunted a monster that they've never seen before, and Jack accidentally stabbed one of the girls from the 300th episode. How fun is that? I enjoyed this week's episode. It was a pretty good send-off for the week we'll have to endure without Supernatural, and with the pain of March 22nd and the new episode of Supernatural, I don't think my broken little emo heart can continue living at this point. I just realized I wrote that part of my script before I found out Supernatural was ending, so, really good at not talking about it, Jade. We didn't really get new information this episode because the next 4 episodes should and probably will be all plot related. Nick is returning next episode, as well as Mary, and Jack is still going to be acting all weird. We knew at this point Dean knows that Jack is a little bit off, and him lying to Sam and Dean at the end of the episode kind of makes me go, ah!
What about everything else? You good? I mean, anything happened while we were gone?
No. Nothing. Why the fuck you lying?
I mean, Jack obviously still does have some of his soul left. Considering how he reacted when he stabbed her, Jack was obviously distraught after that whole thing, and he did what he could to save her, and he did end up saving her. All in all, this was a pretty good episode. It gave me old season vibes with Sam and Dean going into the woods and hunting some weird motherfucker that looks like a deranged Groot. And the side plot with Jack just makes everything more juicy and painful. So let's get into predictions for the last few episodes of this season. Next episode airs on April 4th, and it is called Game Night. The synopsis says, quote, Sam and Dean race to help a friend in need. Meanwhile, Mary is concerned for Jack's well-being, and Castiel enlists help from A&L to track down a miracle. So we know from the promo that was released that Castiel is trying to find God, and is asking A&L for help.
Need your help to contact God.
The Winchesters, they don't know you're here, do they?
But we don't know why. There are a few possibilities, though. He could be searching for a way to break his deal with the Empty. He could be searching for God to see how much of Jack's soul is left, or maybe he could even be looking to save Heaven by asking Chuck to possibly make new angels. Regardless, Cass is searching for God, which means that there might be a return of Chuck this season. I'm not counting on it this season, though. I'm a little, I have a feeling that the old friend that Sam and Dean are going to be trying to help is Nick, considering he was in the promo for the next episode. That really doesn't excite me, but it could mean that Sam and Dean have found out Nick's intentions of trying to find Lucifer. And that means that we might have an end to Nick in this episode, possibly, but I'm not too sure about that either. If Sam and Dean can help Nick, then I'm all for it. But I have a feeling that this is going to lead to Lucifer's inevitable return, which means that Lucifer would be the true villain of season 14, rather than Michael as we thought. Even though Michael was around for most of the season. But if Lucifer does come back this season, which I think is going to happen, we know that one person can definitely kill him, and that is Jack. I think that this is all starting to come together a little bit. I think that there is a possibility that when Lucifer returns, Jack is going to be the one to kill him, considering no one else at this very moment can kill him. That is, unless Chuck comes back around and helps out with that. But again, we still don't know why Castiel is searching for Chuck anyway. There are a lot of possibilities for the end of this season though. I still do think that Jack will end up in the Macala box at the end of the season because I honestly don't know why else the episode would be called Jack in the Box. But maybe it'll play out differently than I thought. I don't know yet. I think that Jack will willingly go into the box, actually. You're not a real Winchester until you sacrifice yourself for the greater good, am I right? But think about it. Jack accidentally stabbed a girl, and you could tell how fucked up he was after. But think of it on a greater scale. Let's say Jack hurts somebody he can't heal. In the hypothetical sense, let's say that it was Cass, for an example. He could end up killing him and not being able to save him like he did for the girl. Jack would be so haunted with guilt that he would make the decision to lock himself in the box rather than being a threat to anybody else. Now, I'm not saying that Jack is going to kill Cass because I doubt he would do that, but just think about it. Maybe he kills Annelle, maybe he kills Mary, maybe he kills Nick, who knows? Jack has a tendency of not being able to gauge when he should stop using his powers, and he is still a threat to other people regardless of whether he wants to admit it or not. Jack is unpredictable considering we've never had another character like him before that was this close to the Winchesters with this much power. Jack is the most powerful character in the show besides Chuck, Amara, and the Cosmic Entity. If he can kill Michael, then he can kill Lucifer and basically anybody else. So while he is a help on hunts, he is a threat to basically anyone else around him as well. Keep in mind, Jack is only 2 years old.
Well, 2. And D.
With age, he could definitely learn how to control his powers. But at this point, Jack is still considered a child, and he still doesn't know the full extent of his powers. Regardless, I'm not excited to see how Jack would become the enemy, because I was so scared in the beginning that when Jack first came along that he would be evil, and for a while we had confirmation that Jack was just like Sam and Dean and Castiel. But now we don't know what he's capable of to the full extent, and we don't know how dangerous he'll be to Sam and Dean and Cass and everyone else who comes around him. We love that character development. With Nick, I don't know what the hell this dude is doing. From the looks of the promo, we can still assume that Nick is going on his murder spree. Now, from the promo for the next episode, it does have some clips that go by really quickly, so I am gonna pause a few frames and show y'all what I think is gonna happen. Before I show you the screenshots of the promo, I just want to apologize for the low quality of the pictures. I had to pause the video like 20 million times to try and get the ones that were the best so you could see what was going on. So, our first screenshot, what we have is Nick in a salt circle looking like he's about to summon something. Now, I would say that he's summoning Lucifer, but a salt circle... I can't say circle. Now, I would say that he's summoning Lucifer, but honestly, a salt circle is not going to do much. I have a feeling he might be trying to possibly summon a ghost that's dead. Obviously, ghosts are dead. Maybe for information or something like that. But regardless, I'm counting on him summoning a ghost. It could be maybe this ghost of his wife that's dead, because it did kind of look similar to the house that he was in before. I'm not 100% sure though. Next, we have Nick with his face all bloody yanking somebody out of a car and stealing the car. That just goes to show you that Nick is still a fucking idiot. Next, we have Sam on the ground with Dean over him and fingers over his head. I'm gonna assume that those fingers over his head might be Jack healing him, but it is kind of hard to tell considering those are just hands. But we know that any person who does like this, like, let me just try and show you an example, like this to your head is trying to heal you, so who knows? Maybe it's Cass, but I'm not assuming it's going to be Cass because Cass is going to be with Annelle that episode. And lastly, we have Donatello about to get attacked. I'm putting my money on Donatello getting attacked by Nick, and that's why Sam and Dean are rushing to go help him. I know I said before that they would be rushing to help Nick and not Donatello, but I think Sam and Dean are probably just going to try and help both of them at this point. unless they just shoot Nick in the head, because that would be amazing. With this information from the new episode, I'm not even sure what to expect at this point. Maybe Lucifer's return, maybe Donatello's death, who knows. I'm gonna guess at this point that Sam and Dean get leads on where Nick is, which is what brings them to him. But then they find out that Nick attacked or possibly even killed Donatello, and hopefully they'll kill Nick, but I doubt they'll do that, because as much as I want Nick dead, Supernatural won't do that. I'm probably going to wait until the next episode to give you guys my full prediction for the rest of the season, just so we can wait on more details that will come from more episodes. But until then, all I have to say is Jack is gonna end up in that box, whether it's willingly or not. Someone's gonna die, and Lucifer's the herpes of Supernatural. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and until next week, don't get possessed by any demons. Bye!